Let's explore comparing historical SERPs side by side. So in Nozzle, when you're on the single keyword view, we're looking at the phrase camping stove on desktop, currently looking at the last 3 months in the date range, and we are analyzing REI.com so we can see their rankings over the last 3 months. In recent months, we've only been monitoring this keyword on the first of every month, so we only have 3 data points. And when you scroll down, you'll see the SERP, and you can see that we have what we call Nozzle Vision overlaying metrics over the top of every single result in the SERP. To compare a historical SERP side by side, you click on this green button here to compare history. It opens up the most recent date previous to the date already loaded in. And so now we're looking at August 1st versus September 1st. You can click on this drop down and choose another date. So now we're comparing July 1st to September 1st. If we want to go back further in time, we can scroll up and change this date range to the last 365 days or any other date range. And now in this drop down, we'll see more data points. Previously we were tracking daily, but if we go back a year ago, September 9th, now we're comparing September 9th, 2022 to September 1st, 2023. You can zoom in or out or click fit to screen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And you can disable Nozzle Vision just to see what it looks like normally. And a couple things stand out. You can see that now Google has these refinement pills, whereas a year ago they did not. And also, if you scroll down, you'll see that nowadays there's these product packs of 8 that show up multiple times for e-commerce phrases. So 3 times right there, close to the top. And let's turn back Nozzle Vision. Let's turn it back on so we can see this mini map over here. You know, if I click on any of these, like I click right there, it drops me down to the one I clicked on. And if I click on this yellow one, it'll drop me down to this yellow one. And so you can do things like type in Amazon.com or type in any domain, your own domain, a competitor domain, and it will filter and only highlight, Nozzle Vision will only highlight the one that you filtered for. And so a year ago, you can see Amazon had, 4 rankings, 2 of these in this product pack, and then 2 organic listings. And just a week ago, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 listings, 2 in a product pack there. You got their organic listing, 3 more in a product pack, and then 2 more in the next product pack. And as you can see here, well, the last product pack is in the number 9 position, so ranked number 9. And so there's 3 product packs in the top 10 results, in addition to People Also Ask and Buying Guide. So click-through rate seems to have been affected a lot in the last year for e-commerce type phrases. So my guess is that REI.com, even though they're ranked number 2 here, and even though they were ranked number 1 before, they might be getting a lot less than they were, even though they're only 1 position lower, just because there's so many other things to see in the SERP than there were before, things that draw your attention. And as you saw, you can change the nozzle metrics that are overlaid across the top. Let's take off this filter. You can see that we can change that. Let's look at just the pixel metrics. So now we can see that, this listing is 250 pixels from the top. This listing is 441, and so on. Above the fold percentage means the amount of real estate in terms of pixels that this listing takes up above the fold. So we have an above the fold line right here. And so everything above this, we measure all the pixels, including white space and everything up here. And 7.3% of the pixel area is taken up by this listing. You can see that this product pack takes up 16.3% of the above the fold percentage. Now, you might think that's a little bit bigger, but we're only counting from this line up. And so that's why it doesn't seem as much as it should if you were measuring the whole thing. But we're measuring everything above this line. Anyway, so you can play around with the metrics you want to overlay over the top. You can add filters or type filter by domain to highlight a domain. I highly recommend adding this to your reporting to either clients if you're an agency, or to your executive team if you're an in-house SEO, because you can do things like compare the last 3 months, for example, or you can compare a year ago to now. And just for your head terms, you wouldn't do this for all your long tail terms, it would take too long. Just do it for some head terms that have moved up, and highlight filter by your domain, and you can see the change in the SERP for your domain visually. The location, the change in location of your listing, but also you can see how the SERP has changed. If you're seeing a big drop in traffic, even though your rankings are the same, this is a good way to show a visual of maybe why, based off of just new SERP features showing up in the SERP. So that is everything there is to know about comparing SERPs side by side.